In this lesson, we will learn how to convert tenths and hundredths, or we're going to represent tenths and hundredths in different forms. So this should be a review from elementary, so I'm not going to go say too much about this. I'm just going to assume you have some prior knowledge. So, and you would say this as 2/10. Remember that this would be a whole number. And then we have these numbers here. So let's say we have there. Remember that these are tenths, these are hundredths, and these are thousandths. Okay? So this reads as 2/10. On a number line, I created a number line for you. Where this can be 0, and this can be 1. So this is 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 1 whole. So if we look at this, it says 2/10. So this would be 1/10. This would be 2/10. So then we can put our dot or a filled in circle, however you want to think about it, right there, our point. Now we're going to represent this using a fraction. Now we're going to represent 2/10 using a fraction. So 2/10. We check these out. We can see if this is able to be simplified. We know that we can divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now there are no more numbers besides 1 that I can divide out, but 1 divided by 1 is 1, 5 divided by 1 is 5, so you end up with the same thing. So we are done. 1/5. Now we have this last area over here. This is diagram. So we're going to look down here and look at this diagram A. This is broken up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces. So we can use diagram A. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put diagram A. I would go here and I would fill in 2 of the tenths. 2/10. All right, in this next one, we have, well, let me just lower this down here. Okay, so this next one says 0.6. You can read it as 6/10. Once again, we have 0 here and 1 here. You can technically divide this up into different sections, like if you put the 1 here, but we won't worry about that. Let's make it simple. 0, 1, and then 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. I always put 0, 1, and 5/10. So 0, 5/10, and a whole. This I was just showing you. So you're not required to show everything except for the 0 and the 1. You need to show me where it starts and where it ends, because if you don't, I have no idea what these little ticks are supposed to be. 6/10. So I would go to 6/10. And I will label it. And there you go. 6/10. Think of a number that I can take out. So 6 doesn't, 5 doesn't work, 4 doesn't work, 3 goes into 6, 3 does not go into 9, and 2 again. Divided by 2, the numerator and the denominator, and I get 3/5. I cannot take any more I cannot factor out any more numbers from 3 or 5. And 6/10. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 10. That's 100. I could use it, but I will probably need it for one of these. I'm going to use diagram C. And I'm going to shade in 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this whole. That's good enough. You can color it all in if you want, completely, but that's good enough. Okay, so this next one, remember, this would be tenths and this is hundredths. So 0.12 is read as 0 and 12 hundredths. 12 hundredths. So 0 and a whole. Now one thing you can do, I like to label this 5/10 here, but we're not really looking at tenths, we're looking at hundreds, or we're thinking in terms of hundredths. So 5/10 is 50 hundredths. So that means this would be not, well, it is 1/10, but it can be also thought of as 10 hundredths, 20 hundredths, 30 hundredths. So we're trying to get to 12. So here's 0 hundredths, here's 10 hundredths. So 12 is not quite to half, which would be 15 hundredths. It would be like right here. So 0 and 12 hundredths. We go over here, 12 hundredths. Now, if you can see how these are both even, I just like taking 2 out. I'm sure there might be something else, but I'm going to take 2 out. Like 4. 4 is like nice, but a lot of you are just going to do 2. And you get 6 50ths. But I check it again, and sure enough, I can take out another 2. Which gives me 3 25ths. And 3 cannot go to 25. 2 doesn't go into either of them. It's only 1, so we're done here. You get 3 25ths. And lastly, we have the, I guess, diagram that we're going to use to represent 12 hundredths. So this is broken up into 100 pieces, 100 equal pieces. I need to shade in 12 of those pieces. It doesn't matter which 12. In all honesty, I just like to do the ones that are together. 10, 11, 12. Like I said, you could technically, like, I don't know, 12. 1 here and 1 here. Or 1 there and 1 there. As long as you have 12 of these equal parts shaded in. That is diagram B. Lastly, we have 55, or 0.55, which can be read, or should be read properly, as 55 hundredths. So 0, 1 whole, 50 hundredths. And we don't really have to even like label anymore, because we know that this is, well, I will, but if you know where it is, you don't have to. This is 60 hundredths. Oh, right here. This 60 hundredths. So 50 hundredths, 60 hundredths. This would be 55 hundredths. And I can take that. And thank goodness, cannot take 2 out of this. So, but I can take 5. Yeah, I was tired of taking out that 2. I didn't want y'all thinking we could factor out a 2 every single time, you know? Or divided by 2 every time. So 55 divided by 5 is 11. And 100 divided by 5 is 20. 11 can't go into 20. 10 doesn't go into 11. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, just 1. So 11 20ths. And let's go ahead. I guess we have to use a quote-unquote diagram D. Really, it's not a diagram, it's a description. So make a shape with, now we got a circle. Are we going to make it with 10 equal parts, 100 equal parts, or 1,000 equal parts? So this was 55 hundredths, so there should be 100 equal parts. And then we are going to shade in 55 of them. And that's it. Thank you.